Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. As you can see, I'm getting started late. I do apologize for that, but it's the same thing as usual lately. Just been sick for an extended period of time, and it's either slowly going away, or it's not going to go away. I'm just dealing with it the best I can. I do see that the Texans are up 14-3. Chargers just scored. They got the ball back, and now they are trying to move it down the field. Just hit the 2-minute warning. Let me try to get my live chat going here. I appreciate you all visiting. Those of you who have actually joined already, let me go to my live stream and check it out. You have the date wrong and the time. Yeah, that's happened a few times. What I realized is I actually planned out, Brendan, I planned out all of the Rockets games and the Texans games like over the next, well, at the time it was basically about a month and a half worth of games. And the times get shifted around and changed, and sometimes even the dates, or they're, I don't know why they change them. I don't know why they change them, but they get changed well after I've already scheduled them. And then here we are. It is what it is. It did the same thing with some of the Rockets games I had scheduled. I schedule them based on what I see on ESPN's scheduler. And some of them have been changed a couple of weeks later after I've already scheduled them. So it's a big inconvenience for me, because it means that scheduling them far in advance is not really possible. Most, I'd say some of the time it's changed. So I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they post a start time and a date that turns out to be incorrect a couple of weeks later. I really don't know why they do that. So I apologize. That's something that's out of my control. So in order to schedule the games correctly, I'll just have to wait until just a few days before. Apparently, if I schedule them a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before or more, then it can turn out to be wrong, which is ridiculous. Bart's welcome in. It's good to see you there. Let's see here. All right. Bam. Look at that. I hope they don't call a penalty on that. Did you see that? You got the quarterback here just as he's running out of bounds. They didn't throw a flag. He was in bounds. Legal hit. 3rd down and 13 for the Chargers as they line up with 1:52 left. In the shotgun, Herbert backs up. Gonna throw it way downfield. Oh my gosh. Wide open all the way down the field. Down to the 14-yard line of the Texans. Just another one of those big chunk plays that the Texans give up sometimes, Amazing defense, but it's like every game they give up a couple of big chunk plays. Oh, yes, intercepted. Intercepted by the Texans at the 1 yard line. Ooh, man, the Texans dodge a bullet there. Deflected. Herbert threw the ball pretty hard right down to basically the 5 yard line. It got deflected off. Take a look at it right here. Right off his hands, and good snatch there. El-Shaair got it. Nice. Whew. Texans going to have a little hard time here because they've got the ball basically the half-yard line. 1:06 on the clock. Can they move it forward just a little bit? Because the Chargers have 3 timeouts. Stroud goes right up the middle, picks up a couple of yards. Somebody's helmet comes off. Texans helmet. Wow. What an unbelievable turn of events. Second down and 8 on the 3 yard line. Let's see if they can get it. Stroud under center. Got one guy in the backfield in the end zone. He hands it to him, goes left side. He's got it. Marks. Woody Marks. He breaks it free all the way up to the 23 yard line. Wow. Great stuff right there. Woody Marks jumps to the outside on the left. Picks up a little over 20 yards. Freaking awesome. Texans have a player down. Ed Ingram from LSU, actually. It's not a guy you want down. You don't want anybody down. You don't want anybody injured, but you don't need to see him right there on the right. Oh, somebody came down on his left leg. Somebody came down on his left leg. It looked like it got strained. Got twisted or strained. Okay, Ingram is now up. Thank goodness. Good to see Ingram coming off the field on his own. Well, an El-Shaair interception. A good run by Woody Marks. And the Texans are now 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Stroud in the shotgun. Woody Marks to the right. Schultz in motion. Going to throw it over to Schultz, and it's not a good throw. Can't get to it. They need to be taking some shots here because 49 seconds left. Little rinky-dink pass like that might have gotten you 3 yards, but you need to either get a first down or a big chunk play for a first and get close to enough for a field goal. Look at that. Another interception, but this time it's not the Texans. Nonsense. Chargers get the ball at the 32-yard line on a C.J. Stroud interception. Here it is right here. I don't know why he threw that. Charger right in front of him. That doesn't look like anything but a terrible throw, and he knew it. They give it right back to the Chargers with 45 seconds left. 1st and 10, Herbert back. Goodness gracious, let's see if the defense can stop him again. Herbert back to pass. It's going to be complete over on the left side for a first down, 11 yards. Down to the 21-yard line of the Texans. This game is looking crazy just before halftime. Rusty, you're absolutely right about that. Wow, just wow. I don't have any words for that either. Herbert in the shotgun, 40 seconds left. He drops back. He gets rushed and taken down. No, yes. Woo. They put a flag down in the backfield. They've got a flag down after Autry brings him down in the backfield. I don't know what that flag could be for. I don't see any penalty there. Tripping on the defense. Tripping on the defense. It should have been a sack and a loss of 15 yards, but they're calling tripping. Let's take a look at that penalty call here. Let's see if he actually got him with this. Yeah, he did. He put his leg up. He put his leg up to trip him while he was grabbing him. Mistake by Autry. Big penalty. Huge penalty there. Herbert gets... No, he loses the ball in the backfield. It's going to turn into a sack. Luckily, no penalty calls this time. Last 2 minutes of this half have been nuts. He had the ball knocked out of his hand, and then they were able to get on top of him. Good hands, and it was Autry again that knocked it out. Autry making some really good defensive plays right now. Just can't be using your feet, man. Can't be using your leg and your feet to trip the players. 7-yard loss. 2nd and 17. They're giving Autry credit for that sack, so he gets back the sack that he lost. Ball's on the 18-yard line, 2nd and 17. Herbert in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He drops back. Throws it over the left side. It's complete, but that's only going to pick up about 3 yards. However, it will stop the clock at 19 seconds. 3rd down. Really, Rusty? Yeah, I didn't get to see the beginning of the game, the first part of the game, so unfortunately, I don't know that. But that's bull. Yeah, you're right. 45 yards of penalties against the Texans, 0 against the Chargers. That's nonsense. Third and 14. Texans will be very, very lucky to have their defense save them twice in a row, once with an interception. I mean, it was the defense that gave up the long pass, but they were able to stop it with the lucky interception on the deflection. And if they can stop it here and just make them kick a field goal, whoever drops back is over on the right side, doesn't have anywhere to go but to the guy on the right side. He catches it, runs out of bounds. They don't get anything. 4th and 14. 4th and 13, my bad. 14 seconds left before the half. They're going to kick a field goal. 1 for 1 so far today. His last one, Cameron Dicker, he made from about 27 yards. This one is a 32-yard attempt. It's no good. How about that? 32-yard attempt, and he missed it by about 4 feet to the right. They say that this kicker in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, he's most accurate by percentage. Look at Stroud. It's like, yes, thank God. Yep. Chargers are looking pretty lame right now. Stroud's just going to kneel it, let the clock run out for the half, and that's what it's going to be. Crowd is booing right now. The Chargers quite upset as the teams come off the field. 14-3 is our halftime score. Now they're talking with the coach. See what Mr. Ryans has to say. Okay, basically Ryan said that the main key to the game is stopping the Chargers in the red zone. Well, that is definitely important, but I would like for you to stop them from even getting in the red zone. How about that? That would be really good. To me, the key is don't let them have big chunk plays and don't let them get in the red zone. It's that simple. If your key to the game is, hey, let's not let them score once they get in the red zone, I think that's a little late. I think you should have a strategy that focuses on not letting them get to the red zone. Let's deal with that first. No more big chunk plays, Mr. Ryans. How about that? How about you tell your team that at halftime? That would be really, really nice. Give me just a moment. I'll take a look at the halftime stats. My hot water is ready. I'm going to go pour myself some tea. I'll be right back. Go Texans. righty. I'm back. So let's take a quick look at the stats for this game. Looks like they might be showing some highlights here. I'll try to share some with you. 2 TDs for Stroud today, but also 2 interceptions. And those were the interceptions there. From what I understand, Texans had 2 great drives to start the game. Herbert has had some trouble, obviously, with the Texans' defense. Getting roughed up, getting pushed around. 3 sacks, 4 tackles for losses, interception. So the Texans' defense is doing pretty well. Total yards for the Texans, 258. That's freaking awesome. Why do they only have 14 points on the board, you know? We'll read off the Texans stats first, and then we'll look at the Chargers. Total yards, 258. Passing yards, 185. Rushing yards, 73. Yards per play, 7.6. Texans looking amazing on offense, but only have 14 points. First downs, 9. Third down efficiency, 3 of 7. Not great. No fourth down attempts. 34 total plays, no sacks. That's really good. 3 punts. 45 yards and penalties. No fumbles, 2 interceptions. I can't see the time of possession, though. I wonder why. I don't know why I can't really see the time of possession. It's not coming up on the screen. Let's take a look at the Chargers stats now. 31 rushing yards and 100 passing yards. Pretty lousy. Defense has been stellar for the Texans. Total yards, 131. If not for that big chunk play earlier, the Chargers wouldn't even have 100 yards in this game so far. 4.5 yards per play. Now that's not good for the Texans. They don't need to be giving up 4.5. And the reason is, it's the reason why that's so high and their overall yards are so low is because of that one big chunk play. 6 first downs, 2 for 8 for third down. That's really good stopping right there. They're 2 for 8. 2 for 8 on third down attempts. Great Texans defense. No fourth down attempts. 29 total plays. 3 sacks allowed. 4 punts. No penalties. That should tell you a little something about why the Texans only have 14 points. No fumbles for them, but they do have thrown 1 interception. Let's take a look at our leaders. Stroud is 10 for 18 with 2 TDs and 2 interceptions. 185 yards. Woody Marks, 7 carries, 39 yards, 5.6 average. Jordan, 5 carries, 24 yards, 4.8 average. Just those 2 guys alone are getting it done. Stroud, 2 carries for 1 yard. Hutchinson, 1 carry for 8 yards. Chubb, 1 carry for 1 yard. Receiving, Noel, 3 for 54. Higgins, 2 for 88. Noel and Higgins have a TD each. Hutchinson, 1 for 11. Schultz, 1 for 8. Kirk, 1 for 5. Marks, 1 for 4. Collins, 1 for 15. I'm surprised to see Collins with just 1 reception and only 15 yards, no touchdowns, no nothing. His stats are where I think the Noel's stats are where I would expect Collins to be. He's got 54 yards on 3 receptions and a touchdown. Average is 18. That's great. El-Shair on defense, 1 interception, 2 tackles. Smith, let's see, who else has got interceptions or tackles or sacks, rather? Autry has 1 sack. Hunter has a sack. Anderson has half a sack. Kick returns. Noel, average 18. He's got 1 return. Smith has 1 return for 12 yards. 1 punt return. The kick returns are the kickoff returns. Noel did have 1 punt return for 4 yards. And let's see here. Kicking. Townsend has punted for 145 yards, average of 46 per punt. All 3 inside the 20. That's it for that. All right, those are the stats for halftime. Let's take a look at the scoreboard if you guys want. See what's going on around the league. Anything in the live chat? Dicker the kicker. Yep, the field goal dicker. Brendan says, sorry I missed you. Are doing the Rockets game, right? Not here when you said, yep. Yeah, yeah, Brendan, the truth is doing the Rockets game has not increased my channel at all. And I've been doing the games. You know that I've been doing a lot of the games. I've done almost every single game since the end of the playoffs, the end of the MLB playoffs. I've been basically doing every single Rockets game. And it has not grown my channel. And it's costing me money. I'm not making money from it. I'm actually losing more money than I'm getting by doing the Rockets games. And if you're doing games like that for 2 straight months, almost 2 straight months, and you're not gaining subscribers, you're not gaining views, the games stay just the same every single game, and nobody's donating, you're losing members, you're not getting donations because of the Rockets. I mean, all signs pointed to no. I want to do the Rockets games. It's not a matter of whether I want to or not. It's just that by choosing to do the Rockets games instead of doing something else, it's costing me money. So I just can't do those right now. But like I said, I will consider it. I will consider revisiting it whenever it gets closer to playoff time. But as of right now, it's no good. Let's take a look at the scoreboard right quick. Of course, the Texans and the Chargers, 14-3 Texans. Ravens and the Packers, you got several games that are scheduled that haven't started yet. We only have 3 other games that have completed. The Broncos beat the Chiefs 20-13. Nice to see the Chiefs completely crash out this season. Vikings beat the Lions 23-10. Cowboys unfortunately beat the Commanders 30-23. Jaguars are going to be playing the Colts Big game, that one. Jaguars, Colts. That's coming up tomorrow. We got a kickoff coming up in just a moment. So I got everything done on time that I wanted to get done. Fair Baron to kick it off. Here it comes. Kicks it right into the end zone, and they kneel it immediately, so they will not bring it out. Chargers will start with the ball on their own 35-yard line. Good grief. Not much control over when the coughs come and how bad they are. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at their own 35. Herbert in the shotgun. He drops back, doesn't have it. He's going to try to run. He picks up a few yards and a little more, and he slides down after about 6 yards. He avoided the sack, but unfortunately, they let him pick up about 6 or 7. Second down. He's under center. He's going to hand it off right up the middle. Oh, man, he gets lit up in the backfield. That's a loss. Anderson was all over him. Just came in from the side, crushed him, and threw him down. Third and 4. Herbert in the shotgun. He drops back, he's looking around, gets rushed. Oh my gosh. Texans got lucky there. I don't know how he got away from being sacked. 2 guys missed him. Great move by Herbert to get around it. There's 1 miss, 2 miss. He gets the pass off right in his hands. And guess what? It's the rookie. And he gets knocked out of his hands immediately. So they rule it an incomplete pass. 4th and 4, and here comes the punt. 3 and out is a nice way to start. Noel makes the catch at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Texans will start. Well, you say football season's almost done, but it's still got more than a month, right? Yep, Bruce, go Texans. Yeah, Rusty, thanks for the time of possession. I don't know why I can't see it on the screen. I can only see the seconds. I can't see the minutes. I don't know why it's cut off on the screen. Jordan on the left side doesn't go anywhere. 2nd and 10. But yeah, Brendan, I am looking forward to baseball for a couple of reasons, but you know, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go because the beginning of the baseball season is also very slow, you know, with viewers and subscribers and viewer support. It's very, very slow at the beginning of the season. Stroud in the shotgun. Schultz on the left side. He finds a hole. Nice pickup. Did he fumble it? Okay, so Schultz fumbled it. Jefferson for the Chargers picked it up. Here's the look. He punches it out right there. But they're saying it touched out of bounds. Let's see. Yeah, it does touch out of bounds. We got lucky again. Wow. Turns into a 3rd and 4. It was recovered by the Chargers, but after it hit the out of bounds line, Stroud back to pass. It's knocked down, almost intercepted again. Man, Stroud, what in the world, man? He's like feast or famine. He can look so good one moment and then look like trash the next. You can tell when it's just the quarterback's fault. He's throwing it to a guy, but there's a defender right in front of him. That's how he got the interception earlier. He was throwing it to his guy, but it's like he was blind and he couldn't see that there was a defender between him and his guy. That's a quarterback problem right there. He's done that twice in his past few throws. Last time he did it was an interception. Here comes the punt. It's going to come down about the 25. McConkey to return. He goes backwards. Doesn't have any room. Winds up bringing it back about 4 yards. Pretty good punt. Chargers will start about the 20. No, I'm sorry. Why do they put it at the 30-yard line? I don't think he got to the 30-yard line. Thought he got to like the 24-yard line. Alton says 35-20 Texans. I guess I'll watch Rockets on my TV. Yep. I would like to be able to do them for you, Brendan, but when I lose money by doing the games, then for 2 months, then I can't do the games. I apologize, but if I were getting something from it, if I saw something going up, I need viewers to go up. I need subscribers to go up. I need advertising revenue to go up. I need donations to go up. After 2 months of doing basically 4 or 5 games a week, and none of those things go up, and some of those actually go down, then that's a bad signal. That means that most people just don't care. I can't do previews. I think that's one of the things that keeps people from watching and listening in, is because they can't see the previews. I did apply for disability through the United States Social Security office, or the pension office, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's the Social Security office. I just got that completed on December 23rd, and I'm really hoping that gets fast tracked and I can get some support, because from there it will give me more options to do things that I'm capable of doing anyway. Chargers have the ball at the 30-yard line, their own 30. Herbert drops back. He's looking for someone to throw it to, and he gets caught up and sacked. Nice. It's about a 5 or 6 yard loss. Barnett was there. Second down and 15. 11 minutes left in the third. Come on, Texans D. Move him backwards. He drops back in the shotgun. He gets sacked again. Boom! Taken down from behind. Barnett with his second sack in a row. In the first sack, Herbert tried to get out of there. He ran into his own man, and then Barnett was right there, and he just grabbed him and took him down. This time, he came in from behind and smacked him. He starts crawling on the ground like a soldier or something. That was funny. Third down. And 22. Drops back, throws it over to the left. And his man's got some space, but not nearly enough. Fourth down and 15. Crowd is booing again. This LA crowd, man, they can't stand this kind of effort. Here comes another punt. That's 2 3-and-outs for the Chargers. Are the Texans going to actually do something with it this time? Man, that punt goes way to the left and out of bounds. It might not have even gotten over the 50-yard line. Yeah, look at that. They're going to mark it like on the 38-yard line of the Chargers. Or the 47. They kept moving it around, and they decide on the 47-yard line of the Chargers. Man, good turn of events there for the Texans. Defense shuts it down. Terrible punt. They've got the ball in Chargers territory to start it off. Nice. Well, it sounds like my mic is too hot. I didn't know that. Let me turn that down a little bit. Maybe right there, that should be better. I was wondering why my audio sounded so bad. It was just too hot. I think the microphone was too hot. A little bit of a commercial break going right now. Yeah, well, even after I turned it down, it still sounds too hot, I think. Why is it so hot? Let me turn that down a little bit. Is that better? Let me try that. How's that? Does that sound a little better? I know you'll probably have to turn your volume up a little bit more, but I'm trying to get it to not sound so bad. I don't know why the microphone properties suddenly have changed. I don't change my properties on my microphone. I set them and then kind of forget them. Wow, even though it still sounds bad to me. Still sounds bad to me, but I'll have to look at it again in just a bit. Woody Marks is in the backfield. Stroud under center. So run over to the left side. Marks gets a little bit of room, but then he gets caught. Picks up about 4. 2nd and 6. 9:20 left in the third. Marks in the backfield again. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, go to the right, rolls out, and he's going to throw it to his man. He's got his man wide open. It's Collins. Nice pickup. He stays in bounds after the first contact. Picks up a few more. All the way down to the 20-yard line. Great stuff there. Good patience there by Stroud. Waiting for it to take place and gets it past the defender who's flailing like a windmill. Stayed in bounds and picked up several more. Good job, Collins. 1st and 10 from the 20. Come on, Texans, let's go. Hand off the left side. Noel. And there is a flag. Probably going to be against the Texans, as usual, because there have been no penalties at all against the Chargers. Holding on the Texans. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down. Thanks, Mr. Referee. Yeah, Nico Collins holding him on the edge. That's what gave Noel the corner. They're going to hand it off and go right up the middle. Woody Marks gets taken down. That looked like a little bit of a face mask there. They didn't call it. See if it was a face mask. Okay, they got him on the shoulder pad. 2nd and 19. Going the wrong direction, guys. 7.5 left in the third. Stroud drops back, throws it over the right side, and they're not going to get anything at all from that. He gets taken down immediately, and they lose another few yards. Why do we call that play? Why do we call that play on 2nd and long? 2nd and 19, we call a pass play where he catches the ball 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's one of the things that one of the Texans commenters was talking about recently. The Texans have a hard enough time moving it down the field as it is. Why do they start so many plays behind the line of scrimmage? Stroud has another man, this time further down the field. Not going to be anywhere near a first down, though. 23, 24-yard line. Fairbairn's probably going to come out and kick a field goal here. Fairbairn lining it up. 41-yard attempt. Almost in the dead center of the field. Here's the snap and the kick. It's good. 17-3 Texans. At least they didn't have to punt the ball away. They would have had to punt the ball away if the punt from the Chargers earlier had managed to get into Texans territory, because the Texans were doing a good job until that penalty, and then they just broke down. But seriously, though, it is a good question. It is a good question. Why did the Texans have so many offensive plays that start off 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Because it's just like what was said. The Texans have a hard enough time moving the ball from the line of scrimmage. Why make it even harder by starting 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage? That's just stupid. They have too many plays in their book, their offensive book, that start behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing short of retarded. May, thanks for the tips. I don't need them though. Like I said before, I actually adjusted my I adjusted all of my stuff a while back, and those settings were good. If the settings changed, then I don't know why they should change. They shouldn't have changed because they were good before. They should still be good because nothing has changed. I haven't changed anything on my settings. But like I said before, whenever Windows does an update, it likes to mess around with my audio settings for whatever reason. I don't know why, and I have to go in and reset some things. But just now, I was I was able to go in and change it a little bit just now, so it is a little better. But I can't spend too much time on it. Can't spend too much time on it while I'm in the game, though. I have several filters. I don't I don't need a tutorial in OBS. Trust me, I've already got several filters on it, and those things should be fine. But for some reason, it's just not working like it has in the past, though. Chargers return the kickoff out to the 36-yard line, and that's where the Texans will stop them. Now and later. All right. 1st and 10. They're going to pass it on the first. Oh, he has to run it. He gets tripped up. Herbert didn't have the guy he was looking for immediately, so he tried to run up the middle. Got tripped up by Jones, apparently. 5:40 left here in the third quarter. I don't know why they called that. Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. It looks like there's a sack coming up. Herbert in the shotgun. One man beside him in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass, and he gets immediately taken down by like two guys. There seems to be a flag there. What are they going to call? They're going to call offsides on the Texans. Who's offsides? Anderson went too early. If Anderson hadn't jumped off sides, it still would have been a sack because the guy in the middle got him. Got to him first. 2nd down and 3. They run it up the middle. It goes nowhere. 3rd and 3. .420 left in the third. Chargers in the shotgun. They just need 3 yards. Looks like he's going to try to pass it. He gets the pass off down the middle, and it's good. All the way down to the Texans' 40-yard line for 1st down. Too soft in the middle of the field. Texans give up the 1st down in a big chunk play. About a 20-yard gain. First and 10 from the Texans 40. Herbert in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Looking for a man. He's got a long throw on the left side. Goes way out of bounds. Could have been dangerous if it had been on target. But it just sailed way out of bounds. You can see Lassiter was the man over there. Yeah, if he had put it in bounds, could have been dangerous. 3.5 left. Second and 10. Look at this. Mess up on the exchange there. Herbert goes down on the ball. You see the replay right here. Supposed to be a handoff. Didn't get it. Oh, okay, so the running back thought it was just a fake handoff. Knocked it out of his hands. He barely got that. Third down and 14. It's a good opportunity to shut him down right here. Come on. You can do it. Here's the snap. He's looking for a man. He's going to run it. No, no. He's still going. Oh, my gosh. He gets the first down and more. Are you kidding me? This is the kind of nonsense that I was talking about before. These big plays, they give up these big plays just out of nowhere. Herbert has plenty of room. He runs out of there. He's flushed out. He didn't have anybody to pass it to. And before they could sack him, he takes off running. He hits a man and keeps going. Doesn't just get the first down, but he takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line. Mm. 28-yard quarterback scramble. And Stingley Jr. is down. That's not good. I don't know what to say about that. I wasn't expecting to see Herbert scramble, break a tackle, or just bounce off of a fake tackle and get 28 yards. Third down and like 14. And he got that plus extra. Yeah, take a look at this. Stingley went in and hit him. Didn't get the tackle. And Stingley got injured. How about we go for the legs? Instead of just running into him without grabbing him, how about trying to wrap him up? How about grabbing his waist, grabbing his legs, grabbing him with your hands? Whatever happened to that? Take him down. Shotgun. Throw over the left side. He's got a man. They pick up about 3. Down to the 13. Second and 7. One minute and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Herbert rolls out. He's rushed to the right. Finally throws it. Is it? Oh, almost intercepted. Lassiter on defense there, almost with an interception in the end zone. So close. Third and 7. Drops back, looking to pass. And he's going to get... No, he doesn't get taken down. He finds a man, and they get the freaking first down. They pick up just enough, but there's a flag. A flag at the 2-yard line. It's a hold on Houston. They still haven't called a single penalty against the Chargers. That's over 60 yards of penalties against the Texans. They had him wrapped up and couldn't bring him down before he made the pass. First and goal from the 4.5 yard line. They run it right up the middle and he picks up about 4 yards. They're down to the 1. This drive has made the Texans defense look very bipolar. They rush him, they sack him, and then they give up big chunk plays. They rush him, they sack him, then they give up big chunk plays just over and over. It's like the same formula over and over again. It literally looks like, oh, they look great. They look great. They look like crap. They look great. They look great. They look like crap. He rolls out to the right side, throws it in. He's got a man wide open, and that's touchdown. Chargers finally get 6 points on the board, but I'm not surprised considering how the Texans defense has just been kind of letting them get these plays nonstop in this quarter, at least on this drive. Nobody on him at all. Field goal is going to be good. 17-10 Texans. Dicker the kicker. Makes that one. 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Texans about to get the ball back. I appreciate everyone joining. Make sure you leave a like on the live stream. Texans content has been the only thing helping to grow my channel recently. Rockets content has been dead, basically. Lack of subscribers, lack of donations, lack of members. So I do appreciate you supporting this Texans broadcast. See if I can make this a little bigger there. Yeah, I think that's okay. About right there. Try to fix my chat overlay here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Made it a little bigger on the screen, the chat. Yeah, that's better. All right. Here comes the kickoff. Just waiting on the ref to blow the whistle, and there it is. And it's going to come down just inside the end zone. Smith bringing it back. It's going to get to about the 25-yard line before he's taken down. 6 seconds left in the third, so the Texans will get off one play. Isn't that crazy? 60 yards of penalties against the Texans, not a single yard lost on penalties for the Chargers. Not a single one. All right, let's go, Stroud. Let's go, Texans. Move the ball down the field. Hand off to the right side. It's going to be Jordan. It picks up about 4 yards, and that'll be the last play of the third. So it'll be 2nd and a short 7 when we start the fourth quarter. Yeah, Brendan, you're right. I didn't realize it until it was pointed out earlier. Who was it that mentioned it earlier? Was it you or someone else? It was Rusty Gamer. He said, I haven't seen any flags on the Chargers so far. Yeah, not a single flag. That's unbelievable. Man, I can believe that the Texans have 60 yards of penalties. I can believe that. They tend to get way too many penalties, but when the other team has none, especially when the Texans are getting to the quarterback so quickly. Not a single holding call. Whoops. Knocking my camera over there. I haven't even had time to drink any soup or eat any soup this morning. It's 8:53 a.m. here in Hiroshima. (17-10). Chargers 1 touchdown behind the Texans. Texans with the ball on their own 25-yard line. I'm sorry, 28-yard line. 2nd down. Let's see if they make some better play calls to move the ball down the field. I certainly hope so. This is a must-win game. I'm tired of hearing the must-win games because people overuse it. They use must-win for important games, but they should only use must-win when it really is must-win. But this is one of those games the Texans can't afford to lose. Stroud goes to Schultz on the right side on the very... basically, as soon as the ball's snapped, he grabs it and lobs it to the right side to Hutchinson, but it goes out of bounds. Was that a back shoulder fade or something? It was underthrown and out of bounds, so I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to do, but it's 3rd and 7. They're down 7. Marks to the right in the backfield. Stroud in the shotgun. Collins in motion on the left side. Stroud goes to the left side. He's going deep. And it's just overthrown. There's a flag around where Stroud got hit as he released the ball. Roughing the passer. Finally. Can you believe it? Finally, there's a penalty against the Chargers. Roughing the passer. Unbelievable. Can you believe they finally called a penalty against the Chargers? And it wasn't even a good call. He got hit right as he was throwing the ball. I think they're calling it because he landed on top of him. Slammed him to the ground by just landing on top of him. I think that's why they called it. So 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Handoff right up the middle. Marks picks up about 4. Second and 7. Stroud under center with Marks in the backfield. Man in motion. Fakes the handoff to Marks, rolls out to the right, goes over to Schultz. Schultz goes nowhere. Third and 7. It's another one of those plays. Hey, let's start behind the line of scrimmage. Let's throw it to a guy who's about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. I guess they'll never learn their lesson. 5 of 13 today on third down conversions. How about we make it 6 of 14? Really need it right here. Stroud in the shotgun, 5 on the play clock. 3, 2, there's the snap. He drops back, he's looking around, he's throwing it to the left side into... Nico Collins was over there, but he was double covered, and that ball was just thrown out of bounds. He didn't have anything. 4th down, 4th and 7. Stroud ran out of time and just got rid of it. Here comes the punt. Townsend sends it all the way down to about the 10. Oh, it takes the Texans bounce. Look at that. Smith was hanging out at the 1-yard line. Somebody came in there. Who was that? You see, Smith was hanging out there. And it was saved by one of his teammates. I don't know who saved it there. I didn't get to see. But man, what a great play. The Chargers are going to be basically on their 1.5-yard line. Well, at least special teams looked great there. The kick and the coverage was perfect. How about a safety? I'll take that. Love to see a safety right now. There's a good chance they could get that. Hey, John, good to see you. Hope you had a great Christmas. What does the playoff picture look like for the Texans? Texans win, the Colts are done. Yeah, if we look at the standings, I'm pretty sure the Colts are going to be done regardless. They're 8-7. The Texans are 10-5. I don't think that the Colts have a chance. We've got to win this game today. We absolutely must win this game today. Jaguars have just been winning and winning and winning and winning, the same as the Texans have been doing, just winning everything. They're on a win streak. We're on a win streak. But we just gotta win. That's all the Texans need to know, is that they have to win every game. From now to the Super Bowl, they just have to win every game. Obviously, they can't lose a playoff game. They would be out. That's a no-brainer. But today and the next game are also must-wins. They got to have these to have a decent chance, you know? First down, Herbert in the shotgun in the end zone, looking around, throws it at the feet of his man. Oh, they're saying that he was out of the end zone when he made the catch. Let's take a look. Yeah, he was just barely standing out of the end zone. That backs him up like half a yard. Second down and 11. Herbert in the shotgun again. Drops back, looking for a man. He's going to go long down the field. Way overthrown. Plaster on defense. Johnson was like, man, where's the interference? But there's no call. Looking good so far. 3rd and 11 from just inside the 1-yard line. This is a big stop coming up right here. We got to have this stop. Big, big opportunity. Come on. Herbert by himself in the shotgun. Drops back, looking for a man. He's going to have to rush out of the end zone. He throws it over the left side. They're going to get the first down. Are you kidding me? Flag is down. Call holding. Come on, call holding. Ah, he might have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw it. Let's see. They say no foul because the quarterback's body was still behind the line of scrimmage. But let's take a look and see if that's true. His foot was behind the line of scrimmage, so it counts. First down, Chargers. There we go, Texans again, giving up the big play from the 19-yard line. Handoff on the left side goes 1 yard. That's what I'm talking about. Texans defense giving up the big play. Susan says Texans win, we clinch the playoffs or tie. Second and 9. Herbert in the shotgun. Drops back. Pressured. Throws it away. Way out of bounds. 3rd and 9. Here we go again. Another opportunity. Shut this down. Don't give up the big play. 3rd and long. You can see right here that the Texans just immediately had a lot of heat on him. He had to get it away. Sailed out of bounds. 11:16 left. 3rd and 9. Herbert in the shotgun. Drops back, looking for a man. He's got somebody, and he's taken down immediately just beyond the line of scrimmage. They get 1 yard. It'll be 4th and 8. They won't be going for it right here. 8 yards to go in their own territory with 11 minutes left in the game now. They won't be going for it. Punt coming up. This one's up. Not too much better than the last punt, thankfully. Where are they going to mark it at? Texans 41-yard line. 45-yard line. Texans get good field position again. Once again, we can't waste this. When they get the ball at the 45, the 46, 47-yard line, the 48-yard line of the Chargers, they can't waste these opportunities. They got to move that ball into the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Can't be blowing those opportunities. It would have been nice to get a block, Susan. It would have been nice. $66 viewers right now. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Do remember to like the live stream. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to be covering all the Texans games from now until, or through the playoffs, rather. If all goes according to plan, I'll be back on the Astros games when the season starts. And quite possibly the Rockets playoff games. I have decided to stop doing the Rockets games for now because it's unfortunately costing me money and the channel's not growing. I just can't do highlights. Like the highlights that I do for the Texans games and the Astros games, I just can't do those highlights for the Rockets games. I get strikes. I've said it before, but the NBA is ham-fisted. With their censorship on YouTube. Waiting on this commercial to finish up. And then the Texans will be taking over with 10:36 left in the game. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. All right, here we go. First and 10. Marks in the backfield. Nice run up the middle. Man, he just barely got caught. He almost broke it for a really big run. But he picked up 10 yards there. They're going to say came up just a little short. 2nd and less than 1. Second and 1. Marks in the backfield. He'll get the call again. He goes to the right side and picks up about 3. Gets that first down. Looking good so far. Just 2 runs and a first down. That's nice. Rushing yards for the Texans right now are up to 84. They were looking really good in the first half. Not so many rushing yards in the second half. Passing yards have also been negligible for the Texans in the second half. 1st and 10. Handoff to Marks again up the middle. Nice cut and a move right up the middle. Picks up about 7 maybe. Second down and 3. 8:33 left in the game. Stroud under center. Marks in the backfield. Schultz in motion. Hand off to Marks, but there's a flag. He gets stopped after just 1 yard. Wow, it's another one against the Chargers. Offsides. Sweet. 5-yard penalty. That'll be another first down. Thank you, sir. May I have another? First and 10 from the Chargers' 31-yard line. Stroud under center. Marks in the backfield. Schultz coming in motion to the left. Hand off to Marks, who gets destroyed in the backfield. As soon as he got the ball, he got nailed. There was nobody to stop him there. Look at this. As soon as he hands it to him, boom, he gets lit up. Second and 14. Don't move backwards. We got to move forwards. 7.5 left in the fourth. Second and 14. Stroud now in the shotgun. Hand off to Jordan. Jordan has space on the right side. Picks up a good little chunk. Picked up about 9 yards. Third down and 5. Nice run there, but once again, I don't like the play call. Stroud in the shotgun, handing it off to Jordan. Once again, starting 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Why do they keep making these play calls? Texans call a timeout. Play clock was running down. It's a nice suit to wear to a Chargers game. We're in Chargers Stadium. Chargers actually need 2 wins. They need this one and the next one for a playoff berth. Texans need this game. Come on, 5 seconds on the play clock. Come on, snap the ball. 3, 2. Stroud in the shotgun gets the snap, and he has to throw it in the air a little earlier than he wanted to. No flag. You know, this is one thing that I will never understand. You call a timeout. You call a freaking timeout because the clock is running down. And when you come back out for your next play, you have to rush to get the play off. That should never happen. That should never, ever happen. 44-yard attempt, field goal attempt for Fairbairn. Here it comes. It's good, right up the middle. Couldn't have been more perfect. Couldn't have been more perfecter. Thank you, sir, for your service. 20-10. Texans reestablish a double-digit lead. And it's now a 2-score game with 6.5 left in the fourth quarter. Hey, Kobe, I appreciate that, man. I'm still taking a ton of cough medicine all day, every day, trying to get rid of this nonsense. And every few hours, I take pain medicine because I keep having pain in my kidney area. Today's not as bad as it was over the past couple of weeks, but just wish I could get better. Kickoff from the Texans on the way. Baron punches it down to the 1 yard line, and it'll be returned from there to the 20, to the 25, and he gets taken down right there. Good coverage. Perfect kick. Great coverage there by the Texans. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. That is where the Chargers will start. Herbert in the shotgun. 1st down. Backs way up, looking for a man. Throws it way downfield and wide open. He finds his man, McConkey. 31-yard gain on 1st down. Once again, there we go with the big chunk plays. Wide open. Broken coverage there. Ball's on the 42-yard line of the Texans. Herbert drops back again. He's rushed out of the pocket. He'll get taken down after scrambling for a few yards. Coverage was there this time. 2nd and 8. In the shotgun, he's got a man on the right side. Is he going to get the tackle? Yes, thank goodness. And pick up a yard. Toto with the well-timed open field tackle. 3rd and 6. We are down to about 4.5 left in the game. Huge stop right here is what we need. 3rd and 6. I think it's 4-down territory for the Chargers. Drops back. He's looking to pass. He doesn't have it. They're going to sack him. Boom. There is a late flag. That was a sack party right there, but there's a flag down. 20 yards downfield. Illegal contact on the Texans, of course. So Herbert gets completely piled on, smeared the queer with the ball, literally, in the backfield. But they call illegal contact on Petrie. But actually, it was the Chargers that ran into him. The receiver ran into Petrie, and then they call illegal contact on Petrie. 1st and 10. The ball at the 35-yard line of the Texans. Nonsense. Over the middle, wide open, and they take him down at the 9. Man, if it's not the big chunk play, it's the refs. Those are the only two things. If you take those two things out, the Chargers have nothing this game. So the keys to the game: stop the big chunk play, avoid the penalties from the refs. To the end zone on the right side. Stingley on the coverage. Knocked away. 2nd and goal. Can't believe they didn't call a penalty. Second and goal from the 10-yard line. 3:50 left. Herbert in the shotgun, one man to the left. He's going to drop back to pass. He's rushed. He tries to scramble. He's not able to get to the line of scrimmage. It's a 2-yard loss on a sack. No flag. Chargers were trying to get a flag. They're used to it now. They're like, why don't we get a flag? Don't we get a flag every play? If we get a loss, if we get a sack, we get a flag, right? Oh, it is a flag. It is a flag in the end zone. They throw it another flag. Holding in the end zone on the Texans. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Telling you, man. Big chunk play or the penalty. Herbert drops back, looking for a man into the end zone, fires it in, but completely misses his mark. Have you noticed this drive? Every single time that Herbert gets sacked or rushed, they throw a penalty flag on some defender, some cornerback, or some defender of the Texans to move the ball, to let them keep moving the ball. Absolutely unbelievable. 3:40 left in the game. 2nd and goal from the 5. They're going to hand it off and go up the middle, and he runs it straight into the freaking end zone. It's a 5-yard touchdown run. Of course, because the referees helped the Chargers all the way down the field. I'm telling you, man, that's literally the only way they're able to get the ball down the field. Two reasons. The Texans play great defense most of the time. They're getting quarterback rushes, quarterback sacks, but they're getting eliminated by the penalties called by the refs. And where do they call the penalties? Oh, just let's call pass interference. Let's call holding. Oh, the Charger receiver ran into one of the Texans defenders. So let's call the Texans defender for illegal use of the hands. Dicker misses the extra point. Dicker, the kicker, misses. And then there's a flag. I'm not kidding you. There's a flag. He misses the kick. And they throw a flag. Is it going to be on the Texans again? Yes. Oh, no, it's offsides on the offense. I can't believe it. They decline it, and the kick is no good. Oh, my gosh. I'm about ready to turn my desk over. I'm so ready to turn my desk over. Just flip it over right now and throw everything out the window. That run right up the middle is nonsense. Should never have been there. Ball should have never been that close. But he misses the extra point. Now they're forced. Whenever the Chargers get the ball again, if they get the ball again, they're going to have to get a touchdown. Field goal's not going to be enough. WWE and NFL game scripture. I agree with you, John. And not even as a joke, just 100%. Yes, these refs are unbelievable. .337 left in the game. Here comes the kickoff. all the way down to the 2. He's bringing it back. Noel with the return. Gets it out about to the 26-yard line. Stroud and the Texans offense will be back on the field now. Politically incorrect says, I bet you can't get any Pozzoli, Menudo, Tasso, and bean or pinto bean soup over there. I just made some. Well, I can, but I would have to special order it online and it would cost a lot of money. But walking into one of the restaurants here and getting it, probably not. Somewhere in Japan would have it, some restaurant, but not here in Hiroshima. But I would love to have some of that. I haven't had pinto beans in a long time. Hand off to Marks on the left side, and he stumbles. And Harbaugh takes the timeout immediately. Man, oh man, oh man. All right, come on. Come on. 2nd and 10. Come on, Stroud, under center. Fake handoff. He's going to look to throw it. He's got a man. Awesome. Keep going. Keep going. Collins. Right up the middle. 19-yard gain on 2nd down. Pushed off that first hit and picked up 6 more yards. Good job right there. 1st and 10. Game now down to about 2:45 left. From the 45 of the Texans, 1st and 10. Stroud under center. He'll hand it off to Marks, who gets lit up in the backfield. Loss of 2 yards, maybe 3. 2nd and 12. Chargers take another timeout. 2:37 left. The refs are definitely unbelievable. Paid for, absolutely. But you know what? The NFL is literally an entertainment league, so if they rig the games, it's not illegal. I don't know if you guys and gals knew that or not, but if they rig the games, they're not considered rigged because it's entertainment. It's not a sports league. Even though they're playing sports, it's considered an entertainment league. So that would be like you trying to say, hey, they rigged the ending of Game of Thrones or something. No, it's just entertainment. You can't press charges for that. It's entertainment. Handoff on the right side, Marks. He's able to pick up about 5, maybe. Final timeout called by the Chargers. Man, just can't keep my throat clear. Come on, Texans. Come on, let's do it. 3rd down and 9, guys and gals. $15 seconds on the play clock. 2.5 in the game. Move it forward. Throw on the shotgun. He drops back. And he's going to be sacked, of course. But there is a flag down in the secondary. Please tell me it's against the Chargers. Please tell me it's against the Chargers. Illegal contact on the defense. Yes! Get a taste of your own medicine, finally. Maybe the guys with the money in Vegas are arguing right now over who's to win. Maybe the refs are bought off in different degrees. Some refs are being bought off by one group, and the other refs are being bought off by another group. Isn't it strange, though, that the Texans don't start getting any penalty calls until later in the game? 1st and 10, baby. From the 49-yard line of the Chargers. Marks up the middle. Whoa, 8-yard gain. Nice run. And we'll go down to the 2-minute warning. 2nd down and 2 for the Texans. Texans will head over to the sideline, I think, to group up with Coach and discuss what they're going to do on 2nd and 2 after the 2-minute warning. Stick or miss, we just need 1st down or 2. A couple of 1st downs and it's over. Yep, a couple of 1st downs. I mean, if they kick the field goal, if they at least kick the field goal, then it'd be 23-16. That would mean that the Chargers would have almost no time to march all the way down the field and get a touchdown and an extra point. But if they play their cards right, they can run this clock out because the Chargers don't have any more timeouts. That's right, 1st down, baby. Politically incorrect says, Brandon, I had some crud that I was coughing and kept me down for about 2 weeks. Well, I wish this were something like that, but last year I had this for over 3 months. And this year, I've had it for over 2 months. The severity varies, but it got really bad right after my daughter left and went back to America. I've been to the clinic and the doctor twice. I'm sorry, I've been to the clinic twice, the doctor once, and I've been to see an alternative clinic twice. And I've spent several $100s just to try to get this taken care of, and here I am still dealing with it. But it's not just a flu or a cold or something like that. It's related to the tumors on my lungs. It's irritating me. It's causing pain. My kidneys having a lot of pain. My breathing is causing me pain. My lungs and the cough and the congestion and all of that. It's all related. So overcoming this within 2 weeks sounds like a luxury. Here we go. Texans are lined up. Looks like they're just going to kneel it. No, they're going to run it. Marks up the middle. Gets the 1st down. Nice. First down. With 1:45 left and the clock is rolling. Looks like the Texans are going to go to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Woody Marks gets the 1st down. Stroud celebrating. That's going to be a kneel as they start to run the clock out. Victory formation, as they call it. Yeah, John, a lot of people don't know that, but There was a guy, a fan that sued the NFL a while back. I can't remember the exact reason why, but they ruled in favor of the NFL, and the reason they did is because they said this is not a sports league, it is an entertainment league, so you can't sue them for that reason. It would be the same as trying to sue a TV series or trying to sue like a company because of them not, you know, not creating the the TV series the way that you think it should be created or whatever. If it comes out in a way that you think is unfair or rigged or whatever, well, of course it is because it's written. It's written. It's literally scripted, right? And when you say when the court said that the NFL is an entertainment league, it literally means they can do the same thing. They can script the whole season if they want to, or they can script it game by game. They can do whatever they want. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to believe that. But they can do it and it's legal. Vegas capped odds for the over under at 39.5. 41. Prayers for you. Thank you, Mr. Texas Grass. I appreciate you. Brutus says game over Texans, 8 wins in a row. That's right. Thank you, politically incorrect. I do appreciate your prayers. I really, really do. Thank goodness for those first 2 drives. Absolutely. John says, go, I'm wishing you peace and comfort, bro. God bless and have a great new year. Thank you, you too. Got 148 people watching at the end. Make sure you leave a like before you get out of here. The Texans win the game. The final score, 20-16 over the Chargers. They did, once again, they did what even the Texans podcasters said they weren't going to do. If you guys and gals have the time, go over to Texans on Tap and tell them that the Go Dome called it again, that you guys were going to be wrong. Every single time. I'm not kidding. You can go back and look at my comments on their videos. But every single time they call the game against the Texans, they say that the Texans are going to lose. The Texans win. And so every single week when they call the game for the other team, I always comment, thank you for calling the game against the Texans. That means they're going to win. And they did it again this week. So Texans on Tap, which is a pretty reputable set of guys, I feel like they know less about how the Texans will perform in a game versus how the Astros will perform, because they do cover the Astros and they cover the Texans, but I feel like they're kind of out of their element when it comes to the Texans because they have made so many wrong calls. I think they've gotten like 2 games correct. Out of all the Texans games this season that they played, I think they've only gotten 2 as a group. They've gotten like 2 games correct. But they said basically that the Texans were going to get easily beaten, essentially, in this game. And of course, they didn't. They won. And I said that they would win. I was right. They were wrong again. So go over there and let those guys know and give them a piece of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a quick look at the final game stats, and then we'll be out of here because I really need a rest. Total yards, 362 Texans, 275 Chargers. Passing yards, 244 Texans, 201 Chargers. Rushing yards, 118 Texans, 74 Chargers. Yards per play, 5.8 Texans, 4.7 Chargers. First downs, even at 16 each. Third down efficiency, Texans were absolutely horrible, 3 for 11. 6 for 15 for the Chargers. Fourth down efficiency, 0, 0, 0, just all zeros. Total plays, 62 versus 59. Sacks allowed, this is very important. No sacks allowed for the Texans. How about that? 5 sacks allowed for the Chargers. Should have been 8 or 9, but the refs kept calling penalties on the Texans. Punts, 5 for the Texans, 7 for the Chargers. Penalties, 70 for the Texans, 25 for the Chargers, and those 25 came late in the game for the Chargers. No fumbles, 2 interceptions thrown by Stroud, plus 1 interception thrown by Herbert. some good things about this game and some things that need to improve. Once again, I think it's kind of the same old, same old. The Texans defense overall is stellar, but they sometimes give up these huge chunk plays, and that really, really hurts them. That hurt them the most today. The other thing is that the refs really were bad. Really were bad. The Chargers didn't have any penalties on them until they were well into the third quarter. And they kept calling penalties on the Texans left and right, especially when they would get big plays like sacks and good stop plays, plays for losses. They would call them for penalties on those, and it seemed so obvious and ridiculous. But the Texans get past it and managed to pull out a win, 20-16. Temple says, did you say you'll call the Rockets tonight? Well, there is a game. 1 second. Good grief, I couldn't find the mute button. I was going to, but because I wasn't feeling very well, I got started late on the Texans game, which was my main thing that I wanted to do today was the Texans game. I can't do 2 games back to back, so I'm just not going to be able to do the Rockets game. It starts in about 20 minutes, and I think it starts in 20 minutes, right? I can't do the game today. I do apologize for that. Let's see. John says, thanks for your content and the dose of truth. Until next time. Hey, John, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. That's the first super chat I think I've received in several weeks. Donations, like I said, donations are down. Super chats are down. Memberships are even down. My memberships have fallen off more than 100%. Viewers and these are mainly for the Rockets games. So the viewers are not good. Subscribers aren't happening. Money isn't coming in. It's costing me money. So that's why I decided I just can't keep doing the Rockets games. But my subscription for the NBA and the Rockets expires today. If I want to keep doing it, I have to pay the monthly fee. And I'd have to pay that fee today. And unfortunately, because it's just costing me so much money, I just can't do that. I can't justify it. If the channel were growing and views were going up and subscribers were going up and all of those things were going up, then it would make sense. But when those things are going down, and I've been doing Rockets games for basically 2 months, and it's not going up, it's going down, and that tells me that I'm wasting my time right now. Doesn't mean that I won't do the Rockets for the playoffs, but we'll see. 8-game winning streak, that's right. Once upon a time, we thought the Texans season was over. They lost 3, and it was like, well, we're done for the year. But here we are. Who'da thunk it, right? Who'da thunk it? If we go to the Texans page here. Actually, let's look at the standings. Texans are 11-5. That sounds great, doesn't it? 11-5. 6-2 at home, 5-3 on the road. You know what's interesting about this? If you look at the difference in points, there are only 2 teams ahead of the Texans. The Seahawks are plus 164. No, I'm sorry. There are only 2 first-place teams. 2 first-place teams that are ahead of the Texans. The Seahawks and the Patriots. Now, the Chargers were number 1. Can you believe that? Or number 2 in point differential. Plus 158. But today, the Texans beat them. How about that? How about that? But the Texans are plus 101 in the point differential department. And that's not because their offense is great. That's because the defense does all the heavy lifting. As long as the offense does enough and the defense does enough, then we're looking at a deep run into the playoffs. But can we get there? This game suggests that it's possible. So I hope that we do. Kobe says, now we need the Jags to lose. Praying for you, brother. Yes, both of those, amen. Jags need to lose, and I need to get better. Need both of those. Thank you so much. I'm actually starting to get a little lightheaded right now, so if I tried to do the Rockets game, it would be so difficult. A lot more talking involved for the Rockets. Moves much faster. Rusty Gamer, thank you so much, sir, for that $20 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. It's been a difficult past couple of months for me. Physically, financially, emotionally. You know, some really good things have happened and some really difficult things have happened. And right now I'm just trying to do my best in every single way. Here for the channel, my health, my finances, my life, my relationships. Just trying to do my best. And hopefully things will get better and better. But right now I need to run, grab myself a little bite to eat because I'm a little dizzy right now. But thanks again, John and Rusty, for those super chats. Arigato gozaimasu. Colts are eliminated, says Temple of Brutus. That's right. It's looking good so far. Hope to see you for the next game. Until then, go Texans. And I will drop some, as soon as I'm able, I'll drop some highlights for you. Rusty says, brother, go. You do what you need to do and take care of you. Just know we're all here in support with support and prayers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Please continue to drop those prayers. I envy and desire those prayers. Thank you so much. I will see you all again in the next game, and that's it for now. Much love, ladies and gentlemen. Go Texans, go Rockets, go Stros, and I'll